Alright, this is Bruce Cook, and this is going to be a short video, or at least I'm going to try to make this short, showing off how quickly my plants are growing now that I have been feeding them plant food. So, it was about 2 weeks ago, I found that most of my plants were growing their roots through soil and out the bottom of the top cups, because I'm doing the double cup method. As you can see, I'll pop this up. So you see I have one cup that has holes in the bottom, and then the other cup is going to be whole without any holes in the bottom. So the point is for the roots to, once they start growing out the bottom of the drainage holes in the top cup that the soil and plant is in, you would start to feed the plant liquid plant food in the bottom once you do get enough roots growing into there. So I think I sowed these seeds about a month and a half ago. Well, at least I know I did it in kind of late, early to mid October. So, like I said, about 2 weeks ago, the roots were growing out the bottom of the top cups, and most of these plants now, finally, all of the plants have roots growing out the bottoms of the top cups, with the exception of these later, younger plants that I had sowed. Once all of these were done in that huge propagation unit that I had, I then sowed these seeds. That would be Yellow Miracle Scorpion, Dragon's Breath, and Carolina Reapers. And they're actually growing up pretty fast too, and looking good. So, it was about a little more than a week, well, about a week ago, maybe 8 days ago, I started finally feeding these plant food. So what I'm using is your typical Miracle-Gro tomato plant food. You can find it at most stores like Walmart, Home Depot. Now this stuff has a NPK ratio that's nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus. The levels of 18, 18, and 21. It's recommended for spicy pepper plants to have no more of an NPK than 10, 10, and 10. So you cut that in half. This is 9, 9, and 10 and a half. That works just fine. So that's what I did. It recommends on the box, its instructions actually say 1.5 teaspoons for every 1.5 gallons of water. So that would be 1 teaspoon per gallon of water. You cut that teaspoon in half, and you got what you need for the pepper plants. So this is what my pepper plants are looking like after about a week of feeding. As you can see, I think the last video was 5 or 6 days ago that I made. The growth of these plants has been going through the roof. These plants are growing fast. I have almost no aphid problems at all anymore. I went this whole past week with not seeing a single aphid. Until I checked this morning, there was one plant that had 2 aphids on it. So me spraying cold pressed neem oil that I got from Rustic Garden has been working very good. So I did that this morning. Typically, you would want to spray this stuff on once a week if you do have aphid problems. So I'm hoping with as good as everything's been looking, with no aphids other than me catching the one plant with a couple of them in there, that maybe I might get lucky and get no more aphids. I don't know. I'm not going to be putting any more new plants or soil in here, so I don't see why there's any reason I would get new aphids unless there's just some eggs in the soil that's waiting to hatch out of nowhere. But anyways, so I just fed these plants last night. I've been doing this past week since I started feeding them. It's been like every other day I would feed the plants, because I would find every 2 days the bottom cups would with the plant food would be sucked dry by the plant, feeding off of them. And already probably all but maybe 6 or 7, I just checked them all, pulling the top cups out, like maybe 6 or 7 of them still had a little bit of water, plant food in them, but these things are sucking the food dry, and you can see how much these things have grown. So now one thing you do need to pay attention to is how dark green your leaves are getting when you're feeding them this Miracle-Gro, because if you feed your plants too much of the plant food, once those nutrients go into those leaves, you really can't reverse the process So if you see your leaves getting greener than what you think they're supposed to be getting, start diluting your plant food mix so it's not going to put any more of certain nutrients in them than they need. So right now, I think this is about the darkest green I want these leaves to get. So let's see if I can get a close up. They're all pretty a bunch of consistent color. All but the purple ghost pepper plants. Those were naturally already growing in way darker. But everything looks good. So I just got done diluting my Miracle-Gro plant food mix with the water by adding 5% more water than the plant food I'm using, because I do not want these leaves getting any greener than this. This looks very healthy. So we're gonna stick with that amount of Miracle-Gro. So, but anyways, I wanted to show off like how much these plants have grown. This is looking really good. If everything continues to consistently look better, then I am going to have an awesome season in 2023. I had a pretty good season in 2022, other than the fact that the vast majority of my plants ended up growing in small because of the tiny containers I had them in. So that's my mistake for buying from people on eBay, dishonest sellers. You know, I mentioned in my other video, I was intending on buying 1 gallon containers. That's what the titles were for the auctions, and what I got in the mail was quarter size containers. That's why my last season's plants, the majority of them ended up being so small. Most of them didn't even grow over 1.5 feet tall. And I got a small harvest from them, and if it weren't for all the plants I saved over the winter in 2021, I would not have had the awesome harvest that I had. But the way things are looking this time, and for what I plan on doing in 2023, I should have a far better harvest. So, but this is looking exciting. I've only had one seedling die since I germinated these seeds, and that's really good compared to my first 3 seasons. So I'm still learning, but I am also every now and then learning new tricks from more other experienced growers, things that are working. But wanted to show these off just to show you how well my grow season is going. So anyways, hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next one.